G'day guys, welcome back. So it's been a few weeks since we've been out to our property. We're heading out there now because we've got heaps to get through in the next few days. We've got everything happening from excavators to shipping containers, chainsaws, weeding, all sorts of stuff. So grab a drink, get comfy. This is our biggest episode yet, and we might as well get stuck into it. Let's go. Just driving up this driveway, I'll never get sick of this. Such nice bush. And the smell is just crazy because we've had a bit of rain the last week while I was gone. And yeah, so nice. Oh, it's quite steep this little bit. Luckily it's pretty good gravel. Come out to this clearing up the top here, and I'll wait for this guy to turn up. So the guy from the container mob just rang me, he's on the way. I'm just having a quick look here. So we cut these branches, they'd fallen across the road, and we cut those out of the road the first time we came up and had a bit of a look, but definitely going to have to clear those out so a truck can get in. And not that it's going to be too much work there, but the spot I was thinking is we've got a bit of a cleared area down here at the bottom of this hill. So I couldn't remember how big it was, so I'm going to go and give it a rough bit of a step out and see how much is going to be involved in clearing a pad for a container. So duck down here and have a bit of a look. So this is the area I was thinking. It's been sort of half cleared out by previous owners. It's not actually as big as I was thinking it was. But as I said, I'm getting this 5-ton excavator mainly to see how it goes with the ripper, because the 5-tonner comes with a ripper. So I'm going to get this 5-tonner in here on the weekend, and this will be a good test for it to see how it goes, because you can see in here a couple of big rocks, and it's very thick clay as well, so it'll be messy, but if we can get through all that without too much hassles, it'll give me an idea on what sort of size excavator I'm going to need for myself for maintaining the joint and doing little jobs here and there. So that's a big job this weekend, that's coming up soon. We'll get that out here. It's getting delivered tomorrow, Arvo. You see here, while I'm down here, this is the spot. All of these ferns we dumped here about a month ago. They're all from Mum and Dad's back of their house where they're doing some renos, and they had to come out, and so yep, they'll definitely get rehomed on our block, because we don't actually have that many ferns out here. There's some over the back side of the hill where we haven't explored much yet, down on in the colder sort of southern side, but these ones will definitely get used around the house, and they look like they're not too unhappy after being just cut off with the chainsaw and dumped out here. So while I'm waiting for this bloke to arrive, I'm just going to trim out those couple of branches on the side of the road here that I showed you before. I'm going to use the little Makita one you would have seen in the last video, but I'm not going to use it today. But I just bought a proper chainsaw, bit husky, so haven't even turned it on yet, just put it out of the box. But when we actually have to clear a couple of acres for the house, I don't think the little battery one's going to do the job, especially being out here with no power once the batteries are flatly stuffed. So got an actual decent quality chainsaw for clearing a bit of land and also firewood, so hopefully that does the job. But for now, just going to cut these ones out of the road till the batteries go flat. it. I didn't charge the batteries before I came out, so that was probably a bit of an error on my part. Oh, still got a little bit, but I said I've got to come out tomorrow, so might fire up the big girl. Got to say, the land looks a lot greener since I was here the other week. After finally got some rain, everything's looking a lot happier. Very nice. Still hard to believe that this is probably going to be our driveway. Who would have thought? I know the work hasn't begun yet, but it's definitely feels like a nice spot. Everyone that's been out here so far really likes it, so, and that's while it's still just raw bush. Once we get a little bit of a house going, looking forward to it. There goes old mate in his nice big truck. So the plan is that area where I said stuck down, I'll show you. The main thing was just working out how we can get this big truck in and then get it out. So he said we'll be able to get it in this sort of cleared area. We'll drive in forwards over here, so trim this tree out a bit. You'll stick it in there, and then up the hill there you'll back it in. So what he wanted me to try and do was flatten as much of this out as I can, drag it all out of the way, make a bit of a flat spot, and you'll drive it in there, lift him off sideways with the big crane, and job done. So when this digger gets out here tomorrow, that is the plan. But he laughed at me when I said I need to get a 5-tonner. He said, no, he said 20-ton minimum. I was like, well, I can't afford that, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, wait for this digger to come. So we were just exiting our driveway, pointed out these lovely white little flowers on these little trees that are all going crazy. Bit of research turns out that it's called Spanish heath, and it's a highly invasive pest with these little bells, and turns out it outcompetes all the natives and just spreads like crazy on your block, and it's most commonly found on the sides of roads and driveways, and we've got it all down the side here. So there's going to be a bit of weeding in our future, I can see, to try and keep this under control. Although it's better than having to deal with the box thorn that we had in WA, because at least this stuff isn't prickly as all hell. So we got the excavator delivered, and woken up to a fresh -4 degrees. So we're going to head out to the block, inspect the frost, and start digging. Look at this. There she is, ready to do some work. Okay. Before I get stuck into that, I just thought I'd just say, I've been filming all these ones with the little GoPro, and I've been finding it a bit tricky to get some good shots and actually get work done out here. So I'm going to try filming, upgraded to a little Insta360. So I'm going to start filming with that now, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, let's get stuck into moving some dirt. It's warmed up to a tropical 1 degree, but still smells good out here. So hopefully it's not too much rock under here and we can get a nice flat area done. So yeah, let's go. Basically I just shot my little laser out, and pretty much we've got to cut back about 12-13 meters, which is back to this rock here. But don't like my chances because this all here looks pretty solid underneath my feet, but it'll be a good test for the 5-tonner. So I'm going to start having a bit of a scratch. I'll probably put the smaller bucket on to start with, and if that doesn't work we'll go with the ripper. So let's fire it up and get stuck in. Right, somewhere there's going to be windscreen wiper controls, and I've got no idea where they are. Yeah.
"2,000 years later."
Beautiful. Open him up so I can see. Leave that one open so I can see. Okay. Let's get it moving. Hydraulic quick hitch. See if I can work out how to use it. Put this down here so you get a good view of me stuffing up. Let's try. Get it? Yeah. I promise that was the first try. Well, looks like it's on there. Okay, time to dig. Well, 10 minutes of digging. It's actually a bit drier underneath than I thought. It's quite rocky still though, but this sucker seems to be cutting through it not too bad. So I'll continue on, and only thing I'm finding is quite slippery down the bottom where I'm trying to get a bit of traction, so it's bunching me around, bouncing me around a little bit. But yeah, we'll set up a bit of time lapse and see how I go. Well, I've made a mess and it's very hard, but I've still yet to use the ripper, which is my last resort. Sort of see here I'm managing to hit a couple of hard rocks. Like this stuff here is rock hard literally, but in amongst it there's some soft clay spots, but yeah, there's some big boulders in there. which I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through. But yeah, I'm halfway there. It's just whether we can really dig into this last 5 meters. This is going to be the tricky bit. So the work continues. Well, put up a good 6 or 7 hours into it, and got a fair bit cut out, but there's a couple of huge boulders that I just could not shift. It's like it's the size of cars. Tried digging under this one, but just didn't have the power. So the plan to put the container in this way, I don't think that's going to fit, because I'm jammed in on that side with the boulder and jammed in on that side. So just thinking of what other options I can do before we go to like a 20 footer instead of a 40 footer. Thinking maybe we put him a long ways, just try and slot him in there. So tomorrow I might have a look at maybe trying to flatten that bit out. It's just going to be how the truck can unload it, if he can, because the idea was for him to back in and then it comes off on the driver's side. So if you can't turn around here and then get up the side of it, it's not going to work. So yeah, lots to think about. Jen was down the other end of the driveway. Here she is, doing some weeding. Let's see how she's doing. How'd you go weeding? Dressed up? Weeding these heath. You missed this one?
Well, there's only about 1,000 left.
Look at them all.
You just need to stand on it.
Oh man.
Killed all of that.
Good work. But what are we going to do with it?
Just pile it.
Okay. Weeds. Yeah.
It's pretty easy to get out, actually. Take this whole tree.
That's the big one.
Bye, tree.
Whoa.
See?
Good work. Nothing she likes more than weeding. There's only a million more to go. Look at them all. All these little ones. Beep, beep. And these ones. So many.
That one can just get stuffed.
I think we're going to be at this for a while. Puppies, take them for one last run before we go back to town. Come on. How many leeches?
3.
3 leeches
Oh, there might be more.
so far. Maybe more under the pants.
Oh,
I'm not gonna strip off for YouTube.
no, I'm not. It's not that kind of show.
Okay. Hurry up and wee, doggies. It's beer o'clock. Okay, let's go. Another day, and gonna try and get as much done as we can today, because it's my last full day out here before I got to go back to work. But a bit overcast this morning, but it's still pretty nice. Just saw a couple of roos go flying past just down across the driveway here when I pulled up, so that was nice. But yeah, my work situation at the moment is pretty hectic. So I see I'm doing FIFO over in WA, so I fly out of here on Monday afternoons, fly from Tassie to Perth, stay the night in Perth, and the Tuesday morning from Perth up to Karratha, work there for 8 days, and then that Tuesday fly back to Perth, sit around till midnight, and then fly back to Tassie, get into Tassie Wednesday morning. So I'm really only home from Wednesday till Monday, and on the Wednesday I'm jet lagged to all hell from doing the red eye. So it's really only 4 full days I'm home. Whether we keep doing that when the build actually happens, I don't know yet, but we'll keep doing it for now to try and pay for the build. Righto, I'm going to try and clear a bit more of this out and work out if I'm going to be able to fit a 40 footer or a 20 footer in here. I'm thinking it might be a 20 footer now I'm looking at it, but we'll see how we go. Otherwise, yeah, we'll do what we can. Just doing it by eye. It's getting pretty close. A couple of little high spots here that I'm just going to mark because they're tricky to see from the cabin. There's a little bit of a high spot, but we'll get back over here a bit. Not too bad. Starting to turn into a bit of a flat spot. Not going to get much more than this though, because see over here there's a big old rock, this sucker, and it's the size of a small car, so can't get him out. And this big sucker over here, obviously, that we couldn't get out yesterday, and that big sucker there, so sort of hemmed in here, but it's almost a bit of a triangle, so fingers crossed you can come in with the truck, turn around, drop the container, and then we've got somewhere to store all our crap. So we're nearly done with this little section. Tidy it up a tiny bit, and then on to the next job. Pretty much ready for my container. Nice flat area there, or flatish. Done the best I can with clay and without any gravel or anything, but I'm not going to get the 40 footer. It's a shame because they're nearly the same price as the 20 footer, but we get a 20 footer in here, load all that stuff in, another job ticked off. Alright, one last job I want to try to get sorted with this little excavator before I take it back, to see how it goes with the ripper digging out a tree stump. And also, good chance to test out the new chainsaw. So, gonna mix some fuel, fill her up, and find a tree that we've got to get rid of. See how we go. Alright, so mix a bit of 2-stroke. Mil. He's 200. Okay, in it. Click. Mix that up. Fill up the bar oil, which is going to be fun because I don't have a funnel. Tried to make too much mess. Just noticed this cool little fuel container. Shows how much I know about chainsaws, but it's got one there for bar oil as well, so that's pretty cool. But for now, that'll do. Lovely, let's go. First little job, we're just going to cut this tree back for this truck to come on Monday. So it's not exactly a test for the chainsaw, but I still got to cut it regardless. Definitely sharp, that's for sure. Big trees. This tree is right on what is probably going to be our driveway, so it's going to have to be removed along with a bunch of others so we can actually get up to where the house is. So it's as good a candidate as any to test out the chainsaw. It's not that big, pretty skinny and long, but the main goal is to see if that ripper can tear out the roots and get the stump out once we've cut the tree, because of the couple of acres we're going to clear probably around the house. I'm not going to want stumps everywhere, so if I can rip up stumps myself with a little excavator, it's going to save a ton of money. So cut this one down and bring the excavator in and try and rip the stump out. Right. Connecting these bloody buckets up. Sort of. Look at that. Alright, let's go and try and rip out a tree stump. guys there. Hopefully. We'll see how this guy does. Going for about 5 minutes on him, 5 or 10 minutes, and it looks like it's about ready to come out. Look at that. The trickiest bit was just the positioning, because I'm amongst so many trees. Didn't want to smash the back of the excavator against another tree or something, but there we go. Look at that. Beautiful. One stump out of the ground. So we don't have too much topsoil here, so the roots don't go too deep, but saves getting a stump grinder and all the rest of it. And then yeah, that pretty happy with that. So works well. Yeah, not too bad. So these, not the biggest roots, but trying to dig them out any other way it's going to be a nightmare, especially up further where they're growing in between rocks and stuff. That's going to be fun, but wasn't too much work. So trickiest bit was, as you can see, there's a few trees either side, so I was just trying to be careful there. I was slipping a little bit, so once we do the actual clearing, doing it bit by bit, making sure we've got a nice clear space to work in, that'll be the main thing. But that's pretty much it with the excavator. I've got to get it as clean as I can without having a hose before it gets taken back tomorrow. And yeah, that's about it. Well, another jam-packed morning already. It's only 8:30. I've been and got a container sorted, and he's basically delivering it right now, which is awesome. And also got the excavator truck driver coming to pick up the excavator. But because the container's going out to the block, we're jumping in the trusty old van again, and we can go and unload it once this container's in position. Whew! Hopefully it actually starts. It hasn't moved for 2 months. Neutral would probably help. Oh, it's alive. Let's go. She didn't want to get moving, but feels alright now. Poor old girl. Drove 3,000 k's across the country and then just got parked for 2 months. But we're up and moving now. Alright. Another day in the forest. So, made it out here with the van. Trusty van that we bought in Perth, in WA. Drove it to Esperance, absolutely chock loaded it with all our stuff, all the way to Tassie. Now it's got one final job, fully loaded, getting this 400 metres up this steep gravel driveway It's a bit slippery and wet and mossy. So let's go, van. One final job. All right, here we go. Come on, old girl. Oh, yeah. Probably doesn't look it on the video, but it gets quite steep just here, and this thing is loaded. Yeah, come on. Oh, she's starting to spin a little bit. Oh, we're nearly there. One last hurdle. Oh, yes. Done it easy. Good girl. Right. Pretty happy with that. Heaps of power in the V-dub. All right. Get this excavator out of the road so our container can come in. Well, old mate came straight away with the container, only just pretty much got out of the van, and he's rocked up behind me. So parked the van out of the road, and here he comes down the hill. So might just put this to the side and direct him in. Look at that. Some storage. And old mate's just taken off. I'll quickly run up top of the hill because the excavator's getting picked up as well. Everything's happening at once. So run up here and see if they're going to bump into each other. And we'll go from there. On the way. Yeah, mate. Progress.
All right, mate. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Whew, she's all happening. Alright, the morning rush is over. Far out. That's good though, bit of progress. Now the rest of the day, unloading this sucker and clearing it out for sale probably. So yeah. Ooh. Might not seem like much, but a bit exciting actually getting some infrastructure out on the block, even though it's just a container, but it's a start, and that's exciting. So my effort wasn't too bad. It was softer than we expected, this clay, so it was deceptive on the excavator how well it sits on top of the clay, but as soon as we got some tyres, straight into it. So yeah, but he didn't get bogged or anything, which was good. And we'll be moving this once we get the house done, but that'll be, well, even halfway through getting the house done, it'll be closer into summer and it won't be quite as soft as this. But let's see if I can open it without it hitting the ground, otherwise we might have to get the shovels. Now that my excavator's gone, just need 2 hands to do this. Sit you down over here and open him up. That side no worries, I reckon this one's going to hit. Oh no. Oh, that is a win. Beautiful. Wow. It's actually in pretty good condition. It's a steel floor. Nice and clean until I start tracking all this clay in, but that can't be helped. Right, I'm going to back the van down, get it nice and close, load everything in. Let's go. What I'm going to attempt to do is back this van as close as possible, and this ramp will fold out into the container. So yeah, let's see how we go. Move you back a bit. Let's see if it'll go. Oh yes. Look at that. Now, the unloading of Western Australia begins. Well, we got a fair bit done the last few days, a little bit of progress. Got that spot cleared out with the excavator, and we've got the container on site and got this van emptied into the container. But now that this van's empty, we've got one last pretty cool thing to show you, and I'm heading out now to go and pick it up, so stay tuned for that. Alright, we're just coming up into Longford now, and I just got to find this guy's workshop. There it is.
meters out there.
Height-wise, yeah. How high did you say it was?
You're going to be looking at 2 meters, I reckon.
That's 1900. So it'll probably go like that. 2.4 high, was it? With the legs?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I was thinking I'd eat
2 meters with the leg.
2 meters.
2 meters for looking at something.
Making a little bit of room so it fits. So I had to cut the legs off it to fit it in the van. I overestimated the size of the van's interior. So luckily I didn't bury my welder too deep in the back of the container, and we'll be able to just weld those legs back on. But yeah, all the rest of the stuff I wouldn't even have a clue on how to start building it. But yeah, she looks pretty good. So we'll get it back to the house, stand it up, and we'll let Jen explain what she's got built. This is our sign for our block, still laying down in the van. And why have we got birds on it?
Because I work with birds. Why? What else would we have?
Wow.
Not just any bird though. Seabirds. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it came up really good.
Yeah. Now as you're driving through forest, and then all of a sudden our driveway appears out of nowhere. It won't just appear out of nowhere. You'll be able to see where we live.
Yeah. And what is this writing?
This is my grandfather's, well, my ancestors' language, and this says beautiful forest.
Yeah.
Because that's where it's going to sit.
Very nice. Well, just got to get it out there now and work out if it's going to be our driveway or not.
It's your job.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yep. Yeah, we're still waiting to see whether it's the current driveway is going to be our driveway, or if we have to put a new one in, depending on where the house ends up. But we won't put the sign up till we know where our driveway is. So we're going to take it out there now anyway and get it in the container. Well, sign's in, slab from Esperance, everything's in, a new container. And I'm buggered because that was heavy. But that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I've got to get a flight in a couple of hours, back to work for a few weeks. So yeah, thanks for watching and see you next time.